I'm gonna put it back. I don't know how to make it stop. Stop, make it stop. Welcome, everybody. I gotta pull up my Facebook though, just for a minute. For those that are watching, we're gonna go live. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, live. Welcome, everybody, to the Fuzzy Show, the Fuzzy Talk Show. You guys remember my new model, my new doll? My wife, I mean, I don't know. I guess I got to stop and think about this. She really has a point, and she just says it's something really weird about a guy going up in her sewing room and playing with dolls and then talking about it on the internet. And, well, I think she has a point. There is something weird about that situation, put in that category. But that's not the case. The case is she makes them. And I think they're really, really cool. And they're gnomes, and I really think they're cool. And I like them, We got the Bernie gnome. Have you guys seen the Bernie gnome and the Mega gnome? We've got those. And she's got a bunch behind me. I mean, she's got Little Red Riding Hood and all these ones behind me. Beetlejuice and Bugs Bunny and whatever they're called. I don't even know what they're called, but she's got it behind me. So she does a good job, really. And then, of course, today, as you see, I'm wearing a hat. Why? Because Fuzzy talks right here and put a hat on his head, and I haven't been wearing a hat. I thought, well, I better wear a hat, which reminds me of my buddy Mike would always say, I didn't even know they made hats big enough for that noggin. That's what he used to tell me. Like, man, dude, you got a freaking noggin. Well, my hat, as you can see, this one just seems a little bit on the small side. It's like, look how big it is here. It's like a cone head. I'm really not a cone head, but in the case, it's kind of like, I think there's a little bit of coneness going on. I don't know. Maybe I better take it off. All right, off it goes. No hat for the Fuzzy. Fuzzy's hat's daytime is over. All right, let's carry on. First of all, I got to continue to blow a whistle on Sean Hannity. I mean, he will not leave alone 20-yard penalty for misconduct because he will not leave alone the story of with Joe Biden. When the reporter says, well, you wake up in the morning, what do you do? I ask, my wife where we're at. Well, he said that and out of awe, he's president. You don't even make yourself representable when you attack somebody over something so stupid. You lower yourself to that level, and Sean, that's got to be enough. That's got to be enough. And you talked about it for freaking, a week. It doesn't stop. We all know this guy, the attitude was not, I'm really lost. That was not the attitude. The attitude was, I'm in awe of being at the White House, of being president of the United States. So, Sean, you got to keep it focused on the situation. You got to keep it focused on what's at hand. What's at hand is America, and you're worried about Joe Biden's, saying something sarcastically. Well, come on, dude. Come on, man. I mean, that's just stupid. The focus is the Republican Party let us down. They let us down. And I see people on your program going, listen, we don't need another party. Yeah, we need something. I had one person text over from Mondays, is the Patriot Party's good. Something that is going to change the outlook of what we have right now. Because we got no backbone. Our party is backboneless. Backboneless. I'm going to say that till I die. They are backboneless. They got no strength. The strongest person I have seen so far to date in this whole situation is Trump's attorneys from this last impeachment. They called the Democrats out on their, fraud. And then NBC, CBS, whoever it was interviewing them, and they're like, yeah, well, they only changed the date and they only switched the word. And he turned around and said, oh, that's not enough for you? And it's true. How much is enough? How much fraud is enough? fraudulently changed things, and we still had people voting guilty. That's not even reality. Reality is it was fraud. Case closed. Let's go on to something else. There's not even what are you charging them for? What are you charging them for? Committing the fraud you say he fraudulently committed? It's just idiotic. It's really dumb. And these people are all voting, and we got Republicans, and these people are. Let me blow the whistle on those, especially the McCain lady. Oh my God, man. Oh. Who is that one over there? I can't remember her name. I can't even remember her name over there. Anybody know the name? Anybody can't remember her name? The Republican that now is trying to back freaking Ted Cruz, trying to go to bat for Ted Cruz, trying to act like she's a big dog. You know, all of a sudden you think you're a big dog. I mean, it's just like stupidity. And I don't know if that's her name or not, to be honest with you. I can't remember her name. That's the fun part about the show is sometimes I get I had a call right there, I had turned off. Sometimes I don't remember names. Yes, Cheney, that's her name. Cheney. Oh, what a freaking joke. Let's blow the whistle on her. I don't even know if I have enough penalty yards. 3,000 yards on Cheney. She's just, I don't know what to say about. You know what she should do is she should probably just move in with Mitt Romney. You know, Mitt Romney's got what, 29 wives? Cheney would fit right in. They're both backstabbers. They both speak with forked tongues. They both love you when they're looking at you in the face and hate you when they're not looking. Oh, you know, reminding me of Romney today. All of a sudden, these people are trying to get Romney out of office. And did you hear him today or this morning? My boy and I are watching, and all of a sudden Romney's like, well, really, Trump's a good guy. I think if he run 2024, he'd definitely get the nomination. Wow. Wow, man. Wow. This is what we're up against. These people flip-flop freaking over. I mean, it's like, you know, it's kind of like being, oh boy, and I don't really mean this any disrespect at all. It's just kind of a coincidence. But it's like being superintendent for Bear Lake and Brethren. Marlon Coders was that. And I love Marlon. This is not about government. But who do you vote for? They're playing each other. Who do you vote for? I don't know. Let's just watch Mitt. Depends who's after Mitt. So the whole frickin' state of Utah is after Mitt. And all of a sudden Mitt's like, you know, I think Donald Trump could probably be the nomination in 2024. And if he so desires, he could have one of my 39 wives, and maybe two, depends on what he has in mind. I don't really know, you know. And then this Cheney lady should just join the quadrum. I mean, oh my God. This chick is something else. I don't even know what to say. I'm almost tired of hearing them all the time, to be honest with you. But and at the same time, it's quite humorous. You know, they're pretty funny. So the one thing though is this this is a true flag. You see that weight right there? I don't know if you see the weight right in the middle. See that little sticker? There's a weight. So this is actually a true flag that you would throw, you know, wherever the penalty is. What you try to do is you try to hit the marker where the penalty is within the yardage, so that you know right where it was and whether it was, you know, after the whistle or before, you know what I mean? And no, it's not a hanky. I had somebody ask me if it was a hanky. No. I mean, people that know me know I carry a hanky. That's the only reason I'm saying that. But so we have to, I mean, these people in Congress are flat out freaking crooks, liars. I don't even know how else to put it. They're totally against me and you. They really are. There's no desire whatsoever to help you or to help me. They could talk like they're gonna, but it's not true. Okay, these people are evil. And when I say these people, I don't care what side of the fence you're on, 90% of them are just flat out evil malicious, destructive people. That's who they are. And we always got to keep that focus, because then we always know the angle they're coming from. See, if you lose the focus and they come at an angle, you might get distracted, or you might get confused about what they're saying or who they are. You ever have somebody, you're like, I really don't like that person. I really don't like it. And you never really said it to them. You just kind of, and then one time they said something that you might agreed with. Well, see, that's where they start getting at this other angle. So you got to understand that these people that we are up against, which is the United States Congress, to be exact, to be honest with you, these people, I mean, all of the people in Congress, they're evil people. They're evil. I mean, you cannot take one word out of their mouth to be correct or true. You just can't take it. Even just example a second ago about Romney. I mean, you just can't do it. Romney freaking attacks Trump. Then he realizes, oh, Trump could win the 2024 nominee. Oh yeah, he could win. I mean, these people are bad people. And you always got to remember this. This is very important to remember, because they are going to tell you some truths. Okay? They're going to tell you some stuff that's true. But that's just only there to keep you freaking sucking in. They want to freaking grab a hold of you, and they want to give you a little bit of truth and then pile drive you with so much lies, it just drains down your throat, down your nostrils, and out your ears, and just comes at you. But that's who these people are. These people are very evil. The enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy. First thing they want to steal is the truth. And this is what we're after here ourselves. We just want the truth. It's like I was talking to even a guy today, another Democrat today. I run into a few of them. Maybe I stirred up. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I look for them. Could be a lot of the above. But I run into him and he's like, wow, even the court said, it's a no-go. No, the courts didn't even look, people. The point is they didn't even look. Can't we have somebody? What they did is they're trying to recall Governor Newsom, and they're trying to recall Governor Cuomo in New York. Newsom's from California. And every signature on a ballot, every signature has to be verified. Think about that for a second. If I run for whatever Congress, you want to impeach me or recall me, every signature has to be verified. No mail-in signatures. No. God forbid we have mail-in signatures. But everyone has to be verified. And yet, when it comes to the election of the president of the United States, that doesn't matter. Even to the Supreme Court. I'm glad we had a couple of Supreme Court justices speak out, one more than the others. But the ruling come back 6-3, not to even look at. And the Supreme Court that spoke out, he said, they brought this to us before the election, we did nothing. And now after, we're going to do nothing. He says, this is not right. The American people will never, ever trust the system. And he's right. We're never going to trust it. We're never going to win, people. The way the system is at the moment, it doesn't matter who runs. Okay? You could be, who's these people from Michigan we call out all the time, from our hometown. You could be Rick and Jack O'Malley, or you could be Peter Meyer, whoever. If you're in the pockets of the Democrats, they're going to help you win. Whatever title you run over. Remember, there's only one party. There's just two names. Republican, Democrat. They're both together. They're both sucking the money out of all of us living in America. They're both sucking the money out of freaking the corporate nation. They're sucking the money out of Wall Street that makes us rich. And they're blaming everybody else. And they're the ones sucking the money. These are bad people. And we got to stop freaking, I said it before, I'll say it again, no more of our finances going to the Republican National Committee. They're out. In fact, for me, if you got an R by your name, I'm probably not going to vote for you ever. You guys are backstabbing, liars, weak. Oh my God, weak. That's with a capital W and a capital E and a capital A and a capital K. Weak, spineless jelly bellies. What you are. You're just spineless. And I was talking to somebody the other day, and Jack O'Malley got brought up. And somebody said, yeah, he was talking to him, and all of a sudden he changed a point of view. A point of view he had for years, all of a sudden changed. Now that he's been in Congress for a year, no, it's called the lies got to him. He took his eyes off the freaking goal. The goal was what? Truth and reality, and he took his eyes off it, and all of a sudden your mind changes. That's what happens. That happens with everything. That happens in all reality. That happens even in the abortion cases. We as we're Christians, we don't believe in abortion. You take your eye off the goal, that lives are important. All of a sudden, well, I guess this happened or that happened. All of a sudden, there's an excuse of why we can, okay, I guess we can agree. No, there's no agreeing with the devil, people. You can't agree with the devil in any case or form. You just can't do it. He's going to try to convince you. I'm going to try to convince you all the time that we're on the right side of the tracks. We are on the right side. How do I know? I get hate mail every day. That's how I know, is these people are haters. They hate you. They hate me. They hate America. And they hate everything it stands for. And when I bring it up and I attack somebody, I get hate mail. And that tells me, you know what? I hurt somebody's feelings. What happened? I hurt somebody's feelings. Okay. If I hurt somebody's feelings, that means I'm telling the truth. Remember that. We talked about that before. You tell the truth, you hurt feelings. I remember when I was first started umpiring, man, I went to this umpire camp, right? Very first umpire camp I went to. And one of the collegiate umpires who was there teaching, he's like, hey, listen. And I said, just spit it out, whatever you want to spit out. Because I'm not offended by the truth. I just want to get better. And I work up. We worked up in that. But you got to start with the truth. You know how many times people get so offended they just run? Oh, God, I'm never going to umpire again. Oh, my God, that dude yelled at me from the stands. Can you believe he yelled at me from the stands? Oh, what about the person behind the backstop calling balls and strikes for him? What? I mean, to be an umpire, to be honest, to be an umpire, you got some pretty thick skin, dude. I mean, you got to be like a duck when it's raining, water just running off the back. And that's how we got to be right now. That's how we got to be in our lives, in our political lives. We got to tell people what we think. We got to tell them the truth. Okay? Not just the truth, or I used to tell my kids this. I probably told this story. I used to tell my kids, they did going through my first divorce. I've only had one, but going through divorce, my kids always be like, Daddy, what's the truth? And this is what I tell them. It's not what I tell you, and it's not what your mom tells you. It's what you know already in your heart. Right here in your heart will tell you the truth. And you guys know as well as I do. Preaching to the choir, because I read stuff on Facebook and I know right away, it's freaking false. Sometimes it's pretty funny, though. I mean, there's some pretty funny stuff out there. But you can tell. You can read it and you can tell, and you can do whatever you want to do with it. Sometimes it's pretty funny. Sometimes it's like, well, whatever the case, But you got to know right here. And we know. My God, do we know? And we know right now that if something does not take place, we, the American people, are in deep trouble. Oh my God, are we in deep trouble? And we can't stop believing. We could play the Journey song right now. Don't stop believing. We got to continue to believe. We got to continue to trust. We got to continue to grab hold. We got to continue to know that, you know what? It's coming. Victory is coming. I had a guy tell me this a long time ago. This was like, let's see, I was going through my divorce in 1998, I believe. Actually, it was 1998, 1999, somewhere in there. And this guy walks right up to me. He says, I just felt like the Lord told me victory's coming. Victory, what I mean? Well, what I meant was I thought in my mind, I'm going to get custody of my kids. Things are going to get better. I was paying $54 a week before I even started working. I mean, it's totally ridiculous amount of money. And when he said that to me, I was thinking, all right, this is about over. It's about over. Well, it was quite a few years. I think it wasn't until my son, that was 1999, and my son was in eighth grade, I believe it was, when that word came to me. When actually the one word spoken to me in 1999, late 1998, 99, come to pass when Jimmy was eighth grade. All of a sudden, I got both kids living at home. That was the word. That was the prophetic word, and it did come to pass, right? So you grab a hold of the fact that there's truth. There's truth, and we got to grab a hold of that ourselves. We really do. I mean, here's a situation. I called out Sean Hannity today, and Sean, dude, stick with the facts. Don't bend to their side. Remember, on their side, they would pick on everything. You know, here you got Melania Trump, probably, you know, I mean, I wasn't alive when Jacqueline Kennedy was alive, but they say very beautiful, you know, woman. And nothing, you can't get nothing from the media whatsoever. These people are so biased. They're so biased. We got to understand that. They're never going to tell us the truth. Never. Not in a million years will the media tell us the facts. The facts. They'll tell their truth, you know. They'll, hey, listen, Washington had slaves. Oh, let's tear down the statues. Okay. But they don't talk about the history of the life. This was life as we know it. I don't know anybody to this day, right now, that's been a slave. I don't know anybody. And what am I, a white supremacist? Because why? I get up at 7 o'clock in the morning, go to work? Am I a white freaking nationalist because I'm at the office at 8:30 in the morning, freaking doing what I got to do to freaking pay my bills? What, am I a white elite? Well, what about the black elites that make multi-millions of dollars catching footballs or hitting baseballs? Or their CEOs, their Wall Street freaking people. They're they say equal opportunity. But dude, we have equal opportunity. I can't pay you more than I pay somebody else because they're a black or a female or whatever the case is. I got to have equal opportunity. There's nothing that's not equal anymore. I mean, we got to stay focused. And back to the prophetic word to me, brought back in the conversation here, there's a prophetic word that's been spoken about Donald Trump, and we got to stay focused. We got to trust the fact, oh God, don't let us go down. Don't let us go down like this. Don't let us go down as a communist nation. I mean, my God. But I don't think we're going to stay focused. We're going to stay focused. Now I want to read a little bit about the CDC. So this particular thing here, I don't know if you guys can see it, right? If you can see it. So this paper was handed out to every federal post office employee in their packet. And I'm going to read it right now. And hopefully you guys took a Snapchat or whatever. So I'm going to read this. And it came from a guy whose wife works for the post office. And this is what she got. So it says, washable face mask. That's the top line for all you school teachers out there. It's big letters, washable face mask. Okay. All right. We got, and number one is right there. Now, this is what it says. This product is not a respirator and will not provide any protection against COVID-19, that's a coronavirus, or other viruses or contaminants. That's the bold letters right there. That was the bold letters that I just read right there. And now I'm going to read the lower ones. It says, wearing a mask does not reduce the risk of contracting any disease or infection. User is solely responsible for the selection of the appropriate personal protection equipment for the setting and application. Change or remove immediately if contaminated. Okay. So this went into, and the reason they put that in there is to save them from lawsuits because they want to let everybody know you're wearing a mask, but really don't matter. I mean, is what they're saying. I mean, now, if somebody wants me to put a mask on, I do. I don't really get hurt about it. I carry it in my pocket. Somebody says, hey, I need to put a mask. I just put one on. Okay. But you got to feel your own prejudice in there, right? I mean, do you want to wear a mask? Do you want a mask? I think to myself it's simple. There's things that, here's what we say in umpiring, right? Is you pick your battles. So coach is doing something like, they'd sit outside the dugout a lot of times. They sit on a bucket outside the dugout. Well, when their team's on defense and calling the plays to the pitcher, calling the pitches, and really in all reality, that's illegal. They can't sit out. They cannot sit out the dugout. They can't sit there. They got to be inside the fence. And so we sit there and we watch them. That's all we do is we watch them and we learn. And I learned, the hard way, of course, being the umpire power to the head or whatever you want to call it. All of a sudden I'm the authority. I'm the guy. So you go and you approach the umpire. And the rest of the day is shot. The rest of the day is just, filled with, oh my God, man, freaking argument. All of a sudden you're argumentative the rest of the freaking day. You still got freaking maybe 7, maybe 8 games to go, and you got to freaking deal with yourself. This ain't even dealing with the coaches. This is yourself now because you're a big-headed freaking think you own the freaking cavalry. And my umpire buddies know exactly what I'm talking about. But my buddy said one time, he's like, hey, Jim, because I asked him, I said, man, dude, sitting out there, or it might even been freaking the one coach chewing tobacco. I can't remember exactly what it was, but we used to have a coach who used to chew tobacco. Well, that's illegal in high school, dude. You can't have nicotine stuff out on the high school. You just can't do it. And then they try to argue with you, and you just look at them like, you want to have that argument right now? I mean, really? Here you are chewing freaking tobacco and trying to argue with me. It's just not smart for the coach to do this. So the coach has got to pick his fights too. All of a sudden they come at you, and you're like, I ain't got nothing to argue with you. You're chewing, you're over, it's done. It's, hit the bus. But my buddy said they're sitting outside a dugout on the buckets, and this is what he told me. He's like, and he's very good umpire. Most of people know who my buddy is. Probably the best umpire I've ever worked with. Love working with. Don't want to work with nobody else, really, to be honest with you. We can just, but he told me, he's like, hey, you got to pick your battles, man. And I just kind of looked at him because I didn't really understand what he was saying, but you got to pick your battles. And it's the same thing with the place we're at today with our politics. We have to pick our battles so that we can win the ones we're picking at and we can go forward. There's some of them these people are so far out there. I mean, good God, I don't even know even half what to say of how many people are really out there. They're off the wall. I should probably throw the flag. I haven't blew the whistle on. That's a 90-yard penalty for all the people that are just off the wall, just lost. And then they try to tell you what they're thinking, and there's really no truth involved. They listen. That's what I mean. Whatever I say, whatever you hear, whatever it is, you got to know the truth right here in your heart, man. The truth is what you know. What you know right here is the truth. And you got to hold on to that. And it's going to get confusing. It's going to get marred. It's going to be muddy. It's going to be freaking cloudy. One thing for certain is that you got to stay on side of the truth. Remember that the fence, everybody's like, well, I'm on the fence. No, the devil owns the fence. The devil owns the fence. You're either on the side of right or you're on the side of wrong. You're on the side of peace or you're on the side of war. You're on the side of love or you're on the side of hate. And it's pretty obvious right now what's going on. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to understand what side you're on. It takes this. Because if you sit there and I listen to news, don't get me wrong, I do. I'm a news junkie lately. But I still got to weigh it out right here. I still got to weigh out the facts right here and right here. So but right here, you guys, I mean, I don't know about you, and I'm pretty sure that you guys say something, and I don't care what, no, you know what I mean? You said something and you knew right here, like, oh, damn, I should have never said it. You knew right here. Or you read something, you're like, you knew right here it wasn't right. Or vice versa, you knew it was right. You read it and like, oh God, that's right on the money. So I know exactly, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. The truth's right here, people. Look at what's taking place in America. They are now trying to end Newsmax. Did you guys see that? They're trying to take Newsmax off the freaking TV channels. They're trying to get Dish Network, DirecTV, your cable people to take Newsmax off. Why? They're offended by the truth. They're offended by the truth. That's why. And the more you remain silent, the more we're going to be silenced. And we can't have that. We cannot have that. We can't. We got to freaking speak our minds. You're going to hurt people's feelings. Believe me, you're going to hurt people's feelings. But good friends are going to get over it. Even if they're, Democrat, liberal friends, they're going to get over the fact because they're going to know. You know their heart and they know your heart, man. But our heart's got to remain pure. Our heart's got to remain pure. If your heart gets disdained, it can lead you off track. So stay focused right here, man. Stay focused. What's the goal? To get rid of the Republican Party as we know it. See, that's what these people keep saying is like, oh, well, we just, we need Donald Trump to win the Republican Party. No, you guys don't understand. 80 million people don't want the ho-hum Republican Party no more. 80 million people don't want anything to do with you people. Nothing. Out. Zero. If we could freaking impeach every one of you, we would. We'd have 80 million signatures, verified signatures, getting your asses out of freaking Congress. So no, we don't want the ho-hum Republican Party. We want somebody's backbone. We want people that will stand up and fight. See, that's what Trump taught us. I heard that the other day too. And it's true. Trump has taught us, the 80 million, we have a fighter. I think that's really why we like the guy, to be honest with you. I mean, if you think about the whole situation, we like him. Why? He is a fighter. He's not backing down from you, me, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, frickin' McDougall or whatever his name is, man. Frickin' McDingleberry, whatever his name is. I mean, he's not going to back down. And we can't back down. We can't let them take our the freedom from us. We can't let them do it. Anybody has a right to speak whatever they want to speak, and that's just life. We don't have to like it. We don't have to replay it over and over. Oh, can you believe you said that? Can you believe you said that? Can you believe you said that? Look, listen. We don't have to do that. If we don't like it, stop listening. The freaking hammering, here they are hammering on Rush Limbaugh. Rush Limbaugh died. Rush Limbaugh died. And here they are freaking hammered. They're still hammering on Trump. I mean, think of the ratings the TV stations had with Donald Trump. That's why they keep freaking mentioning his name. The ratings are going to go down. We know that. We got to take our stocks out of freaking all these freaking stations because Trump's off now. We just got to put that stock wherever he goes. But we got to continue to fight. We got to continue to go forward. And what about this? The thing about it is freaking 3 times a week. I must have a lot to say tonight. But what about this Mitch Romney? Oh my God. I'll say Mitch Romney and Tom Cotton of all people. Tom Cotton. I could blow a whistle on Mitch Romney every time. Tom Cotton. I mean, that's 50-yard penalty. They put in this minimum wage of $10 an hour, right? First of all, the federal government, how did I hear this put to me today? The federal government should never be in charge of how much you make. It's the people that own the business. I mean, if you come to work and I'm like, listen, dude, I can pay you freaking $7 an hour and you accept it, you accept it, we're happy, let's move on with life. And I realize that's not a living wage. Well, some of these small businesses can't afford the freaking 10 or $15 an hour. And why is it the government's freaking duty to tell anybody what to pay? I mean, it's not their duty. It's not their responsibility. Why don't they do something constructive like check on the 2020 election results? Do something freaking good for your lives. Well, we know Romney's not going to check on that. Romney's never had a job in his whole life. Has he ever had a job? I don't know. We got to do it. I mean, I just had this come across. Yeah, Trump's not just fighting for himself. He's fighting for me and you. And we got to keep the faith. We really do. And this is Fuzzy. Fuzzy Talks. Over now.